Wena umuntu omusha ophethe ikhaya njengamanje usafunda nesikole. Akusitshele mhlawumbe usithathe sibeke isithombeni ukuthi kuza kanjani ukuthi kube njalo.
Yeah, abazali bona basweleka few years ago. Time I know sweleka since 9 months. Ngumlaka. Then already sweleka 2014. Ngoku ndiyemokhoyo apha endlini. Sister se Elliot emsebenzini. But ngoku ndimokhoyo ndihlala nalo mntana omncinci apha endlini.
Mfethu ngifuna ukwazi from you ukuthi when you started impilo enje to be heading such a household, when you have your own childhood to be living, mosaqala being exposed to lempilo, how was it for you?
It was difficult. Ayinganto yangayamkeleki uba kenzeka. But then ndaziqhelisa uba yenzekile ayizojika. But now ndingulowo ngoku. Ndiyakwazi uba ndidibanise naleyo sikwazi uphila.
Ukwazi nje ukuba sesikoleni on a day-to-day basis wazi ukuthi une-responsibility engaka ukunakekela udadewenu uzinakekele nawe at the same time. Does it not affect the way you perform esikoleni?
No, yayi-affecta ngoku yayiqala but ngoku since ndiqhelile okanye kusekenzeki nix ngoni komnye umntana ndifana nabanye abafundi.
Uyalithola uxhaso oluvela emphakathini?
No, andilifumani. Ayifani yenzeke loo nto. Ayikenzeki manditsho.
Ungathanda ukubona umphakathi wenzani?
Yeah. Umphakathi angazama unceda ke since apho ndibethakala khona andibonise noba ndiphila njani okanye apho ndibethakala khona athi ayenziwa le ndithi ngoku.
I get muntu musha, as you might know by now, Expressions goes to everywhere where young people are. Today's stop takes us to the Eastern Cape in Endwe, where we're going to be catching up with young people from different walks of life. The only thing that they have in common right now is that they might be in the same school, but they're also tasked with making some of the most important decisions of their schooling careers. It's going to be fun. They always say with grade 10, 11, 12 is that point as umuntu omusha where you get to make the biggest decisions of your schooling career. That's why as Expressions, we did this last year, we're doing it again this year because this is the time where we give you career guidance. But we decided to shift it kancane kulo nyaka, where we actually decided to go to a school in the Eastern Cape and where we catch up with some students and speak to them just to find out what kind of decisions they're going to be making, and also of course give them that silver lining of hope to say that it's not too late to start making those important decisions. So, Bafetu, are you guys ready? Yeah! Let's go speak to them.
I was so privileged. So why can't you make it? And here am I today, I'm a dentist. Conditions and or conditions will let me know.
How do you feel about such initiatives when they're brought to your school?
Oh, I'm so happy just because we are a school that is faced with socio-economic challenges. As this community, you'll find that there's a high rate of poverty. As the result, that is reflecting at school because we are having challenges like drug and substance abuse, and as well as high rate of gangsterism. So this program will benefit a lot to the learners because it's inspirational as well as motivating them.
That education is the most powerful weapon to which you can use to change the world. And education alone will open so many doors for you. But what I want to tell you is that education without respect is nothing.
Asinchuba mistakes now deserves their own share of mistakes. There are mistakes that you can cause in your life.
Sometimes you're not exposed to certain things. You don't see them. You've got no hope, you've got no faith, and you think you won't amount to anything. So it's so important to have somebody motivate you, somebody to tell you about, no, you can do it. you can make it, you can get out there, you can do it. So I think it's very important and crucial that we come to these spaces and motivate, inspire, and give hope.
As an educator in this particular school, in deep Eastern Cape, talk to us about some of the challenges in Hlangabezana now, njengama educators.
Abantwana bethu who are not that serious about their studies. Abantwana bethu who just come to school without a purpose of having to stay in class, do all that is expected of them in class. Some even bunk classes, and there are those who have a tendency of absenting themselves from school. That impacts them very, very negatively again results zabo.
How are we ensuring that we are geared up as a collective to be dealing with all those issues, to say, children, as educators, we are meeting you halfway?
Sinayo ingxaki abantwana bethu sihleli kwindawo epoverty stricken. Sinengxaki apha xa uye umntana umjongo ufumanise mhlambi there is a morning classes umntana kezi or comes late ufumanise le nto into eqhubekayo oko. But xa uyilandela you'll find that lo mntana emva ekhaya kuyagulwa uhleli nomakhulu kukho abantwana une-siblings zakhe. Then funeka qala lungiselela abantwana baphekela benzele yonke into. Uba kuyagula funeka lungiselele umama njalo njalo. Loo nto ufumanise umntana une-burden. Xa efika apha esikolweni uzofika udiniwe lo mntana all the time akakwazi uconcentrate zezinye zeengxaki esibanazo ezo.
Ma'am, those are serious challenges lawo ndila nawo njengabafundisi, hey?
Teachers need skills of dealing with these problems. For instance, a teacher needs to have empathy and sympathy to try and deal with it as problems abantwana. Maybe getting as mothers were able sometimes to deal with them. And I have a feeling that is called stay in social workers to aid the kids with problems about to encounter, because they encounter so many problems.
I guess Khuluma about the significance of having such initiatives come to schools in deep rural areas in the country.
These initiatives baluleke kakhulu ezikolweni because abantwana abaninzi bengafundi nje beke isikolo phakathi ngenxa ye-social ills. Now i-Department of Education in a program ekuthiwa ngu-CSTL, that is Care and Support for Teaching and Learning. The program is fighting social ills. Umzekelo, drugs and substance abuse, teenage pregnancy. Also check the nurse IDs in schools, we assist them. So that's how it runs. Also have social workers who are doing psychosocial support to learners. Different backgrounds, they come to school so le nto yenze namhlanje apha kwesi sikolo sinengxaki ibaluleke kakhulu.
My name is Asipi Nubumba, a student in Lucanio High School. We're here with different schools, going to ask a couple of questions. Here, let's start. The first question is, why is education very important?
Ukufunda kubalulekile because imfundo iyo eyakha ikamva lethu. Sizokwazi ukuthi thina xa sifundile sizokwakha amakhaya wethu.
Xa unemfundo uye ube nala hope ba ekhaya lami nizalika. And ikhondo nganoyenza xa ungafundanga ukho iza struggles banazo embobini bakho. So education ibalekile because iye ukukhuphe engxakini zakho.
Utata Nelson Mandela xa ithetha kamnandi imfundo sisitsixo sokuvula iminyango eya empumelelweni. Ilondo imfundo kuthiwa ibalulekile.
Well, thank you Expression for visiting our school. We definitely appreciate you being here in our school, and we definitely learned a lot more about what is happening in our school. Thank you so much.
Namhlanje we in Mpumalanga, Leandra to be precise, where we are attending a non-profit organization's initiative in which they attempt to speak to young people to say, look, it's not too late to make the right decisions for your life. So join us as we're going to be speaking to key role players in this, as well as community builders who have played an important part in making sure that this event comes alive. Do join me. Ngaphambilini, you've also hosted talk shows for the community. Talk to us about why you felt there was a need ukuthi hosted those talk shows for this community in particular.
I-community esiphila kiyo eLeslie ngathi mengithi ngiyabuka ngathola ukuthi kunezinto ezenziwa abantu abasha ezingekho right and ezidinga ukuthi zifuna ukukhulunywa abantu abasha bazokwazi ukuthi babuyele umqondo ukuthi no, this it's not right, this is right. So that's where sicala indaba yama talk shows.
A show like Expressions tackle, I'm sure, the topics that you were tackling. Let's talk about some of those important topics that you were talking about.
Besikhuluma lapha ngama drug abuse, teenage pregnancy, how to respect. Because omunye umuntu akazi ukuthi yini respect. But mase sihleli phansi sabonisana ukuthi yazi ukuthi nokuthi umuntu mawenza so uyam-disrespect or uyam-respect. So abantu abasha mase sihleli kuma talk show, they can realize ukuthi oh, okay, no, this is right, this is wrong.
Why is it important ukuthi abantu abasha bathamele motivational talks afana nalawa? Why is it important? Because we know ukuthi abantu abasha are always the ones who sometimes get demotivated ngezinto.
Umuntu omusha ufana nomntwana omncane. Umtshela into manje ukuthi you need not to do this. Enze lokho umtshele ukuthi angakwenzi. Manje bayadinga ukuthi ngaso sonke isikhathi you must make sure ukuthi uhlala nabo phansi, you talk to them, wenza lento yokuthi umuntu makasayi-1 because abantu baba baningi angeke akuzwe, but makasayi-1 iyabuya le nto. That is why ithe ikwekwezi mangabe ithola ukuthi mengiloko ngiyithumelela ama-invitation yagcina yona ngi-invite ukuthi ndoda akuze uzositshela ukuthi what is it that you're doing with your community. Mangifika ngathola ukuthi bathola lento abayifunayo ukuthi no, siyadinga umuntu ozokhuluma nabantu abasha ngama-issues abahlangabezana nawo.
Khona manje we speak to another influencer, umsakazi wakwekwezi FM ubiziwe wakwaMasango. Asikhulume ngokuqakatheka of having such events ezifana nalezi.
Qakatheke khulu kwamambala Mxolisi ngoba into le izokhona ukukhuthaza abantwana basezako abancane ukuthi into le sikhulele lapha abakhulela khona nje, seeing all the disadvantages ne-environment ingavumi lapha nalapha kodwa into le iyakhona ukuthi yenzeke, into le izobakhuthaza khulu abantwana abancane. As much as bathumela ukuthi abakhambe baye esikolweni, siyalibala ukuthi umuntu umbetheni, into leyo iyamkatelela ukuthi afika le esikolweni afunde begodwa into leyo akakhona ukuthi afunde kuhle nangafani nabanye abantwana. So uthothi ekhaya bakhona umthengela amanyathela, ekhaya bakhona ukumthengela izambatho zesikole afana nabanye abantwana. Into leyo iyamkandela ukuthi agcine ahlale lokishini angasaqhubeki nemfundo zakhe. Manje ke ngabona ukuthi ngenze umehluko ofana naloyo ukuthi ngibasize ukuthi bagcine bafikile esikolweni, kuba into ehle engayenza leyo.
Sikhuluma nabantu abasha. Expressions is a youth show and you guys are making a difference emphakathini wenu. Ake nisitshele kabanzi ukuthi how do you manage to stay on top of your game and still inspire abantu abasha?
Ube consistent, yabo. Uqale kahle into yakho uphinde ukhuphuke nayo futhi. Mara ibaluleke kakhulu nje ifocus nesikolo sibalulekile.
It wasn't an easy journey for me. Like I always push abantu who are following my dreams wabo ukuthi you'll never know. Just keep pushing. You'll never know who's watching. So angeke kube lula life ini. So nakimi azange kwaba lula. But ngachubeka ngapusha and then italent lami labona abantu ababalulekile. Abantu abazothatha bangise la ngikhona namhlanje.
Talk to me about the importance of not losing yourself in the hype of it all, because siyazi ukuthi abantu abasha sometimes once they make it, they lose themselves or an element of themselves in it all.
I know ukuthi abantu la ngaphandle they will never be happy. Not everyone will be happy. But ngaloko mina kungiphushela ukuthi ngenze kakhulu. You understand? Ngenza ukuthi lama negativity lawo abantu enza ukuthi ngenze into ezipositive.
Talk to us about the importance of coming and giving back to umphakathi.
Kubaluleke kakhulu because they look up to you, abantu basemphakathini. So if you give back to them, babona ukuthi wenza into enhle, then they will follow into your footsteps. So into enhle kakhulu to give back to the community.
We talk about your music, abantu abasha celebrate your music. Let's talk about how you manage to, still be a person that influences abantu abasha and still keep yourself grounded? And why is motivation important?
I think it's because of my personality, my humbleness. Ngihlezi nginjena as ngishilo before ukuthi ne focus ibalulekile. I think that's why abantu abasha bayohlale bangilandela sona, because I'm always original. I don't try to imitate someone or anybody. What's
the best advice that you wish a young Mduduzi would have heard before Mduduzi became a soccer star?
For me, it wasn't easy. But then I kept pushing, I kept working hard. So yeah, it's all about working hard.
Yeah,
and also discipline. One thing my coach used to say is, practice makes permanent. If you keep practicing, then you give out to a player. Yeah, rubber off. You can say that, yeah.
Energy. Gentlemen, we spoke to a musician and we spoke to soccer stars, and they spoke about the importance of being consistent. They spoke about the importance of trusting what you believe in. They spoke about the importance of trusting God. Guys, I'm very happy to be speaking amongst young people who are so passionate and are still so grounded. And we thank these young community leaders for the jobs that they continue to do in their communities. Ake bafethu ishayile namhlanje ngifuna ukwazi kunina as young people, what do you think of initiatives afana nalawa?
Mina ngicabanga ukuthi since sibonela abantu abasibonela namhlanje sibheke kubo ukuthi education is the key to success.
Wena sisi?
Mina ngicabanga ukuthi balawa bayenza kahle ukuthi basisize bezela bazo encourage abanye abantu ngokuthi baphumelele emaphupheni wabo ukuthi bafuna kuba yini bangaphela amandla.
Okay, wena?
Ngicabanga ukuthi right the initiative because it encourage abantu abagive upile empilweni ukuthi ke rena baqhubeke bangasolo busy baleke opportunity ukuthi baqhubekele phambili.
This is actually a good initiative, seeing that young people are doing very well for themselves. And then also ukuthi uButimtungwa did a very good job ukuthi abize everyone ukuthi kuzohlangana namhlanje kubungazwe this big event.
Advice engayinika youth yethu ukuthi they should not give up on their dreams. Baqhubeke bapush.
Ubani onqaba ngempilo yakho besevumile umdali wezulu lomhlaba. Yebo siyabonga niphakamisile inkasi. Ibalele inkonzo. Ibalela labaqhawe nalabaqhawekazi aselandhawo. Izithani sijabhisile. Yebo abankhani kade benhleka bathi nina ndobani kodwa umdala wensuku zomhlaba ubile nani kwamanani. Umuntu ngumuntu ngabantu. That is a moral black of Africa.
Alright, Gibafet, Njoba Wazi, your #1 youth current affairs show goes everywhere. Now, we came to these pupils sometime in the year to speak to them and give them some career guidance. We just want to know from them, how did that all go? So we're just catching up with them just to get some of their reaction to what they thought about the career guidance as well as motivation that came to the school. Bafet, thank you so much for joining us on Expression. Funugwazi guti wena ukabangeni nge motivation ne career guidance.
Siyesafumana i-expression yeza esikoleni sethu and then yazosiguide about i-careers zethu, and then ke ngoku into eyasiye saye samotivateka kuyo nge-career motivation siye saba notshintsho olukhulu esikoleni sethu. Yes, so i-career motivation iye yasinceda kakhulu kwakho utshintsho olwahlukileyo according i-results zabantwana besikolo, indlela yosikolo yabantwana besikolo ukuziphatha, and then iye yasinceda ngamandla.
I-motivation yona ndicabange ukuthi ndikwazi ukuzikhuphula, ndikwazi ndifunde, then nditsho ndizokwazi ukuphumelela ndibe phaa kwaba bantu babesixelela ngokufunda, sibe serious ngezitadi zethu, then sitsho sokwazi ukufana nabo nathi.
Right. Okay, so now we have ngifuna ukwazi ukuthi what are your takeaways from i-career guidance ne-motivation lesenza la esikoleni sakho?
Ndiyavuma kuba kaloku xa ufundile yasibonakalisa uba uyaphumelela. Aba bantu babelapha babesibonakalisa uba sibe serious ukuze sikwazi ukuphumelela ezifundweni zethu sifane nabo.
So ngifuna ukwazi ke siswami wena mangicabanga i-career guidance ne-motivation ebalulekile?
Baluleke kakhulu ngoba xa umotivator uyava and uba yiyo lento ufuna uba yiyo ebomini noba ukweyiphi environment ungakwazi uphumelela xa uzimisele ngemfundo yakho. Loo nto bazosimotiveyitha ngaloo nto nabo bathi bavela kwi-environment ezinje and nabo uvela kwi-environment ezinje xa uzimisele uba uzixela uba uyafuna uphumelela uzawuphumelela.
Alright, mina ngifuna ukwazi Swama mhlambe i-career guidance ne-motivation layer iyaku-encourage ukuthi wenza ama-changes mhlambe in the way you think, mhlambe in the way owenza ngayo izinto.
Iyanceda kakhulu because ndiyekile ucinga negative ndicinga positive because iyachaza uba noba usuka kwikhaya elinjani uyakwazi uba yile nto ufuna uba iyuphumelele ebomini.
Alright, mina ngifuna ukwazi ke mhlambe nawe siswami wenza ama-changes mhlambe endleleni ocabanga ngayo mhlambe endleleni owenza ngayo izinto.
Ndabona ukuthi kule motivation sasenziso apha esikolweni bayaxelela ukuthi sukuvumela i-situation yakho icontrol i-destiny yakho so ndaye ndatshintsha.
Awungitshele mfethu mhlambe ngama-changes lawo wena owenzile endleleni la mhlambe indlela owenza ngayo izinto o indlela ocabanga ngayo.
Mina ndinatshintsha kwi-results zami kakwi-improvement ndaye kuthanda ilokishi ndajongana iincwadi zam.
I-motivation mna ndayisebenzisa ndade ndalibala nezinto ezinegative abantu abazithethayo ndajonga the positive side of life. Then kuba since bendifuna uba yi-pilot then abantu bemane besithi hayi uzowa ne-aeroplane phezulu then xa kwafika i-motivation ke ngoku then ndabona uba ngabana ayikho yonke loo nto.
So you can be anything you want to be.
Yes.
Alright guys, ake sikhulumeni ke ukuthi mhlambe into enifuna ukuyibona yenzeka esikoleni senu or mhlambe ama-changes enifuna ukuwabona mhlambe yini imaphi?
Apha esikoleni sami into endifuna uyibona isenzeka kubona abafundi besikolo sami bephumelela.
Ufuna babona betshintsha beyithanda imfundo yabo bazimisele.
Alright, kuwe?
Banyuse nezinga lokupasa. Because izinga lethu lokupasa lisezantsi.
Okay bafethu, ngiyazi ke ukuthi senginibuzile ke ukuthi inisize kanjani career guide motivation. Bana ke sikhulume baluleka kwayo. Bani ongafuna ukukhuluma baluleka kwe-career guidance and motivation when you're still in school?
Singabantu siphuma kwamakhaya angafaniyo kwaye siphuma kwamakhaya ahluphekayo abanye abantu, so ibaluleke ngentoni umuntu ayilandele kwenzela atsho kwazi ukondla ikhaya lakhe alibhilde libe likhulu. And then ke sometimes siwisha nathi ukuvela ezi-TVini so iyasibonisa ngokwendlela kumele sifunde ngayo kwenzela nathi sotsho sophumelela kweza stage sifuna uba kuzo.
Okay, nonke niyayibukela expressions or khona ongayibukela expressions? Niyayibukela expressions. Okay, ngifuna ukwazi ukuthi ucabanga nge-expressions and mhlambe ezinye izinto ofuna sikhulume ngazo kwe-expressions iziphi?
Like i-motivations ingaba including kwi-expression like kukho izikolo ezingayifumaniyo le chance isikolo sethu siyifumanayo ne yokuba zivisithelwe i-expression ne. So phaya kwi-expression into eningafane nizi-add phaya zinto ezifana noba ngaba niyamotivate the way nimotivate ngakhona xa niyile ngokwenu ezikolweni, the way nenza ngakhona yiba ngaba indlela evelayo phaya kwi-expression, indlela enimotivate ngayo.
Ingase i-add indlela abantwana kumele baziphathe ngayo esikolweni baye kuphendana netishala.
Alright, omunye futhi uzothanda ukukhuluma mhlawumbe uzosuggesta ukuthi ufuna ukuthi expressions ikhulume ngani? Akekho omunye? Senigren, right. Okay bafethu, thank you so much for speaking to us namhlanje. Bukelo expressions now njobo sozibonela ke, we just came back here to touch base nabantu abasha just to find out ukuthi what they thought of the career guidance that they got, and we also wanted to find out what their suggestions for expressions are, and as you can see they're quite involved and they know exactly what goes on in expressions. We thank you so much for watching this episode. Till next week, have a good night and sale kahle.